I know.
I can't. I would love for you to demonstrate that.
Well, because we're a product of our environment. It's called the organism environment theory,
Right, but
or the
demonstrate that the
environment.
environment can
I am.
change the
I am
genetics.
demonstrating it through my words because
You're
this
not.
is no. I am. This is a social audio talk app. I can actually demonstrate.
demonstrate
I am, but you
something
have to
other than
shut up
mutations.
before I
What?
can make the demonstration. No one can demonstrate unless we're allowed to speak freely. Wouldn't you agree?
Go ahead.
Okay. So,
Demonstrate.
as we emerged from the trees as little monkeys and out of the caves as little tribal monkeys
Stop.
being genetically evolved through mutation in our... See, this is your problem, Donald. I'm trying to prove to you my theory.
Stop. The thing you're trying to do is demonstrate that something other than mutations can change genetics. That's what you need to do. You're just spouting nonsense.
No, that's what I'm doing, but before I can complete a sentence, I actually have to be able to speak freely.
Not, because all you're doing is you're pointing out that...
No, I am. It's your opinion that I'm not. It's just your opinion that I'm not.
No.
Oh my God, that's not the argument you think it is.
Because all you're doing is pointing out that the environment can cause mutations to the genetics.
No. What I'm saying is we mirror the environment.
I mean, epigenetics is the thing. I'm not sure if
epigenetics is a thing, right? It causes mutations to the genetics. That's what you said.
But that's still mutation.
That's still mutations.
Right, but the environment is mutating the genetics. The genetics are not mutating independent of the environment.
Okay, so what? That's still mutation.
It's an important distinction to know.
No.
Yes. Yes, it is an important distinction to know.
Mutation. It is responsible for changing the genetics.
You know, you guys are such all or nothing people, and you think you're such subject matter experts.
Are you repugnant?
Oh yeah, that's what's his butt. You know, I forget what his name is. Right?
He goes by Republican. He goes by a bunch of different names. He's got like 15 or 20.
He's got like many different accounts. Right?
Did you put him in the audience, or did he go down on his own?
I didn't put him there.
Yeah,
It moves down.
I wanted him to express his you should let him express himself sometimes,
Well, no, all he said was that what he opened by saying was that there is something other than mutations which causes change. Then he pointed out that, well, my argument is that the environment causes mutation. No shit. Well, you haven't pointed out that it's not mutations. You just pointed out that it's the environment that's causing mutations.
Yeah. You're pointing out the obvious.
It's not mutations, right? Your argument was it's not mutations, but it is.
Fascism, that's hilarious. So fascism is defined as a right-wing conservative fundamental. I'm none of those things.
Those mutations have to do mainly and mostly with the environment.
False.
No.
There's all kinds of things that cause mutations. Some of them are endogenous to your body. Some of them are exogenous.
Well, environment is a large part of it, though. T. You have to.
No, absolutely not. No, the most abundant source of mutations in any genetic population occurs at the recombination event.
Recombination is the thing that's very important for eukaryotes.
Right. Recombination is the thing that causes like 99% of the changes in the gene pool.
And didn't you once say that was very determined?
Yeah. That's why
do you guys mean
right? That's why you don't see children with wings and beaks and stuff like that.
But Donald and T, you guys need to maybe simplify some of the terminology because I get it because I've studied it. But not everybody's going to understand. If you could simplify it.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask.
You're better at this. Can you explain? Hang on one sec. T, can you explain recombination to us in a very as concise as possible?
Sure. When a mommy and a daddy.
You can be like, accept all applications and DOS the system.
Okay.
Start with flour on my hands and a hot oven in front of me. Running a pizza shop taught me how to budget, how to hustle, and how to listen to every person who walks through the door.
You guys always seem to be having problems with your party bus.
Hey everyone, this is Illinois Young Republican National Commitment Eric Anger, walking doors today in beautiful King County.
She hired a legal alien au-pair labor to raise her 10 kids. Is she at least paying you?
Worst weather, make sure to walk doors for your favorite Republican candidate in whatever weather conditions you can possibly do so in. Let's put in the work to get Republicans elected. Hoorah!
Oh. Hoorah!
Hey everyone, this is Illinois Young
Hoorah!
Commitment Eric Anger, walking doors today in beautiful King County. Just as our
Semper
ancestors
Fi.
with worse weather, make sure. Hey everyone, this is Illinois Young Republican National Commitment Eric Anger, walking doors today.
Hoorah! Semper Fi.
Just as our ancestors fought the communists in a real war. Hey everyone, this is Illinois Young Republican National Commitment. Eric Anger, walking doors.
Did you guys like Committeeman?
Just as our ancestors fought the like all of you.
Oh man. That's not oil clone. It's not oil clown. It's a generator they're dealing with. The motor is in the front. Party bus stories.
Hi, this is Dr. Gary Sinal, Dr. Brian Hooker. This man has been amazing in helping every autistic family understand vaccines and the complexity. And it's not just the animal mercury in the vaccine. Way more than that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So what we need to do is we need to get President Trump to say Fauci was actively doing everything about the COVID.
It will drive Clownwork crazy. Well, make 10 vids a day roasting Clownworld. Max's autism is his super strength superhero power. John Lucas had Dave's soul in temporary possession due to his anger. Soul collector. Soul collector. Soul collector. It will drive Clown World crazy. Like 10 minutes a day, but don't start cast yourself. All right, everybody. I know there's not much going on here, but
I'm gonna let you follow up on the statement from his guest.
One eye. Stream.
You're not supposed to worship any other idols, just God. That's number one. W. The whole monotheistic belief system was created by Jews. They're the only ones that had a monotheistic God, or a belief system. Nobody else had a monotheistic
Zenimini in the house.
And the Jews created Christianity.
Information warrior. East Coast information warrior. On the tip of the spear.
Hey, bro, you don't have to mute the fucking. I don't know if they can hear you or not. Yeah, maybe it doesn't give a fuck. But actually, I live in your supposedly homeland. I live in Germany, so calm down a bit, bro. Had the question to Rando, so you don't need to go to another subject directly. No, I ask this Rando because when they made the scripture about other gods and other idols, it was directly meant against Europeans. You get it, right? So it's not a double. Is it just me? I can't hear anybody.
So you're saying that it was created for Europeans? What do you mean by that?
I mean, Europeans spread it all around the world, right? John, was that you asked a question?
Yeah, it was me.
No, I mentioned the first two commandments, but the other gods, plural, and idols. So who had that when the scripture was created?
Well, it was like revolutionarily, psychologically groundbreaking to think that consciousness is, not the idol, that the material world is the idolatrous, profane. I don't know. Is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, but who had the gods, plural, and idols at that period of time when they created the scripture in the fucking Palestine or Israel or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it was all the, basically Moloch worshippers, the Romans, even with the hearth gods, like there was a god for everything. So the whole material world, can be bitted up into separate deities. But the one God is the revolution of monotheism.
So do you understand my point, John? The whole European continent had gods and idols. So the moment they created this scripture, it was directly anti-white, anti-European. Do you get that point?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I've thought about that too. That it's actually progressive.
When you choose
anti-European, therefore anti-us, anti-white. It's not pro-white whatsoever. It wants to kill all of the European gods. So how is that any pro-white at all?
Similar to how when communism took power in Russia, the first law they enacted was anti-Semitism hate laws. So.
Yeah, and look at the pagan Europeans. They were doing great works. Christianity stifled innovation and invention for over 1,000 years. That's fucking ridiculous.
Christianity is just a blip in history. You realize before the 2,000 years, there's been thousands and thousands of years of pagan.
But we conquered the fucking world in the recent 2,000 years. The blip we're talking about.
By force and using mind control, using the religion. First they were brainwashed themselves, and now you conquered the world. But white people conquered the world, not Christians.
Isn't that a W? White Christians did, but isn't that a W?
White people conquered the world, though. Not Christians. They didn't know the light of Christianity. They would have done much better without it.
Much better. If you were a peasant in the 1500s in Europe and you were caught with a Bible in your home, the church would burn you at the stake as a heretic. They didn't even want the people learning how to read. It hindered our people. Look at everything the Greeks and the Italians created.
The ghost of Lou is back!
Ever came onto
You're alive! N-word!
These are remarkable creations for over 2,000 years ago. And then our people became stagnant because of church. If you said anything the church didn't like, off with your head. Do you say that, we went stagnant after the Greeks and the Romans? That's crazy. They were...
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not. Have you seen Horse before in the Dark Ages and after the Dark Ages?
Yeah, you're a cocksucker.
You haven't given one good argument that defends Christianity. I'm waiting for it.
Huh?
No, please.
So I don't think we would be having this conversation if we didn't have mass migration. The West has been completely invaded. We wouldn't be having this conversation if we weren't invaded, and we are invaded.
Yes, but Christians let all these people in, so now we're talking about
I agree. So I don't know, like why did we fail?
Christianity, then we wouldn't have to have this conversation.
Well, would you really call them Christians though? The liberal left, I'd say they're the furthest from it. Hardcore atheists.
America, they will not agree with any of this racist bullshit. They will kick you out of their church and send you to hell.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's because they're super woke and live in clown world, but we are resisting clown world.
Every single priest, not just the liberal woke ones.
They're all liberal woke. That's where we're at sociologically. It's unfortunate.
before the wokeness, the 70s and the 80s, the preachers would stand up there saying, we got to be concerned about the plight of the African, and we got to feel bad for these people.
This is an X space called Lost in Space with Fragile Egos and Delusional
There's
Takes.
war going on in their country. So before there's even this term woke, the church was already psyoping its own people to gobble up this globalist garbage. Because the church itself is an institution controlled by these globalists.
That's where they run and hide and use it as sanctuary. This is how they get in. It's the gateway to get into our countries.
Guys like Bill Gates don't even talk about migration.
Like the Republican types, they are against immigration. And like subconsciously, it's because they want a white country. They want a majority white country, and a lot of them are fucking Christians. Like we want
illegal immigration. They're all for legal. They're all for legal immigration, right? As long as they're Christian.
I don't think that they would advocate for endless legal immigration of like Indians or Mexicans.
Trump's fast tracking immigrants. They come to America as long as they go to community college.
That has nothing to do with what I just said, man.
And the Christians are along with it.
Piece of shit Zionists.
And the Christians are along with it. And right now, if Americans one day woke up tomorrow and they started running the Jews, you tell me Christians
you sat down, like had a conversation with like a normie Republican, they would be against, legal immigration too. That's ridiculous.
The vast majority of Republicans are all for this goy slap globalism.
They're for it, man. They're for it. What are you talking about? They want more fucking
There are a lot of conservative Jews. It's the guys like Bill Gates that need to be locked up and executed. So let's get our priorities straight.
Wait. But John, Bill Gates throws mosquitoes at Africa. Why? Just let him be, bro. Let him throw mosquitoes.
There is no one more evil than Bill Gates. He is the biggest psychotic sociopath amongst us. He's responsible for killing tens of millions of people. Arrest and execute Bill Gates.
Randall, let me ask you a question, and please try to be honest on this. As it stands right now in America, if the dissident side got into power and started rounding up Jews, would the average American white Christian be in support of Jews and giving them?
If the dissident right, like our guys, if they got into power, we would have like control over media, and we would push atrocity propaganda like they do. And with enough information, our people would understand that they're all spies. They're all spies. They're here to infiltrate. And they're here to subvert. Like I don't think that you get fucking a million white Christians that are upset and freaking out. Probably a lot of liberal atheists, but not white Christians.
The same people you're talking about are going to go from claiming they're the God's chosen people to just agreeing to round them up.
You're just spastic. You're an absolute spastic. Don't talk to me.
No, I'm not.
Be quiet.
No, I'm not. You're a goat. You're a goat.
Never heard that one before. You fucking Doberman.
Sure, man. Keep talking. You have not given one good point to defend the Christianity.
You're a bitch, dude.
I'm not giving one good point. I know it. Maybe you don't like me, you fucking Jew defending motherfucker.
When you go to ad hominem, the argument is lost, gentlemen. Please, no vulgarity.
Wait, what? What was that? What was that? That wave? Who was it? This will catch him. I'm working, so I'm not even fucking concentrating on right there. Wait, John? I got you. No, he's out his ass. John?
Gentlemen, I'm just saying this is for entertainment. We're not organizing here. There's no real intelligent conversation happening now. How do we practice intelligence? What are we gonna do?
The police, bro. Shut up, man. Who are you the police who was speaking our tactics? Who the fuck are you now?
I'm not the police. I'm a contributor.
No, somebody used your mic to set us straight, supposedly. So who the fuck is this now?
Ah, fuck it. Do whatever you want.
Fuck it.
Do whatever you want.
Just take part, bro. Have a cordial discussion. Right? Sometimes we get heated, sometimes we fucking have an outburst. I know it's fucking big round in taste, but it's come on.
If you agree or disagree, it's fine. You can just chime in, but you can say stop talking about that. This is nuts.
Harry Balzac, Shavu and Tover, bonus shalom.
He's got a hot mic.
Who was it, bro?
No, it's just so the hot mic. It sounded like.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it sounded like he was beating his kids. Not just kidding.
Amelia, hi, hello, beautiful.
Get him in a donkey type scenario.
Yeah, no, I was just kidding. Just jokes.
Yeah, well, it was
like
we had.
I'm okay with her making the point when the other Christian was here that there is a divide and it was between you two alone already. So
yeah, but it wasn't like something like every time we talked about the issues of white people, we wouldn't have to bring that up. You know,
no,
I think that's like, and I'm not
come up eventually.
It come up, and I'm sure we could have a cordial discussion about it. I mean, who knows? He sounded more educated on the Bible than I am. Maybe he'll talk me into something, but. You know, I see that as a problem with you guys, and I'm not being a dick, but you guys really get like hung up on this particular issue, and you think it is the biggest issue to the point where you can't even have other conversations with a Christian.
Well, when you say white people, does that mean you're a nigger? Because that's what niggers say. They say black people all the time. I mean, I don't know white people that ever talk about white people. I've never heard white people talk about white people.
What do you mean? Rambo.
People talk about white people.
We're all black here. What are you talking about? Rando, if you want unity, don't be sitting there saying pagans did nothing.
That's the first time I've said the N-word in a long time, and I've only said it because I get the feeling that these people are low-class white trash farts. If you're a white person talking about white people like as if America's a white country and it's not America for Americans, got nothing to do with race, you're a super low IQ stupid person, just like all the fucking Schwarzers who sit there and talk about our people. It's called we the people, motherfucker. That's my point. So cut me a little credit, a little slack. It's to make a point. And if I can't say a controversial word once a year, well then your censorship regime is too stringent.
Look, I'm giving you good advice. Stop calling pagans heathens and living in mud. You're not going to build unity that way.
Well, to be completely honest, there's like 10,000 of you, and I'm being very generous, like that are in these kind of circles, super far right. It's not a deal. Like, we're not going to fucking lose if we don't get the anti-Abrahamics on our side, you know?
Do you want a theocracy?
How many pro-white Christians you got on your side there, Randa?
A lot. Absolutely.
A lot, my ass, bro. Most of the Christians worship a Jew, and they fucking put Jews before themselves, all right? So, I don't even know where you're getting this
Christian identity losers. I think you think there's a lot because you don't have these discussions, so you don't even fucking really know.
That's right. The majority we meet are like that other bloke. What's his name? Slinger or whatever. He says he's a Christian, but in all intents and purposes, he's a complete pagan. He doesn't believe in any of the Christian.
Anti-Abrahamic like leaders, they don't really get anything off the ground. You know, they've never really had a good fucking movement that stood on its own feet. You know,
this isn't about movement, bro. This is not about movements, bro. This is not about getting anything off the ground. It's about having discussions and opening the eyes about brethren. That's it. Butterfly effect, my friend. You can have a discussion with one person. That person can really, fucking trigger with that which you've said, and then he could go on and have that same discussion and share the same things he's learned and continuation throughout the people. Eventually waking up some of these brain dead Christians. Forgive me.
Yeah, I don't mind having conversations, dude. You know, most time I'm just trolling, but I don't mind.
What's the first time you ever had a conversation with me, bro?
All the time I listen to you guys. It's interesting.
Well, Zion is kind of fucking crash the party there, and
I gotta go fucking sort that out now. He's gonna be pissed. Look, I'm gonna say this for everybody now. Zion,
the Marines would gladly have taken with the time. If you wash out, you wash out. Average lifespan of the Soviet America is 4 years or less. It's very competitive world
it's just
for
him
the
for
best
the attack,
workers.
and he thinks that everybody's the enemy. It's just a pain in the ass, bro.
He's always berserker, man.
Is he autistic?
think he's just raging. I think it's roid rage.
See, the problem is in America, we don't really care about your ethnicity or race. We care about Americans. And the point of that is we want a classy America. We don't want a low-class trash America. We want intelligence. We don't want pieces of shit, scum, low-class street trash. We don't want the trash and the scum of society. We want the...
Just talk, bro. We don't need to scream your fucking advice, bro. Just shut up.
Let him cook.
Himself? Yeah, just what you said. That's the problem, you know. What do you mean?
I'm just saying that in America, we have to deal...
This motherfucker.
We have to deal with African Americans. We have to deal with African Americans who say our people. These black people.
Is that John Piece?
Yeah, this hold on.
John, relax, bro. You're bursting my fucking eardrums, bro. Don't need to yell. Maybe pull them up away a little bit. If you got something to say, by all means say it, but just dude. Oh, fuck.
Like a Christian preacher on the streets.
I'm just saying, black people only refer to themselves as our people. They never say we the people, the American people. So we got a huge social cultural problem in America. People don't even view themselves as Americans. They're ADOS, they're FBA. It is a complete and total betrayal. These are traitors in our midst.
Where are you from? What's your background, John? No doxing, just, you know.
He's Jewish.
Israel, haven't it?
No, I'm not Jewish. I'm an American, you schmuck. I'm an American. My mother's not Jewish. My mother's Christian. So how could I be Jewish?
When you say I'm not Jewish, I'm Christian. He is Jewish. I already found it. Yeah. Answer it, but I'm not Jewish. I'm Christian.
You know what they say about people that make assumptions, right?
What's your race? Where are you from, bro? Are you from
Hello? Hello? I'm a white, heterosexual Christian American. Hello?
Where are your family from, bro?
He's a fucking psycho is what he is.
My grandparents came through Ellis Island in 1900 from Ukraine, and on my mother's side, they're German and English.
Oh, yeah, that's an Ashkenazi. Oh, wait, what? How many bagels do I cover right now?
Listen, my mother's gorgeous. My father's family, unfortunately, is of the Ashkenazi line, but let's just admit, at least in Ashkenazi, we got the word Nazi in the Ashkenazi, so we got that going on. I'm a patrilineal Jew, okay, but I got...
You're out, bro. See you later. Did someone kick him?
No, I'll help him out.
That's called the John Kitover Experience. All right, I hope you enjoyed that early morning segment. We're going to have to go outside and start shoveling the snow pretty soon. I like to get the shoveling done when we hit peak temperature, which is generally about 11:30 a.m., 12, but it's still fucking snowing outside. Let's see if we can find another X space of haters. Isn't it crazy? I'm not even Jewish. I mean, literally, my mother's not Jewish, but basically people want to find a Jew to make fun of on the internet. So in a way, Jews are very rare. They're like a super rare Pokemon card that, white racist haters, like you just heard, they're actually looking for guys like me to have a conversation with antagonistically so they can, get their online abuse in. Again, I think a lot of the work that I'm doing deals with intelligence and education, because people could use the internet to actually read books and educate one another. But as our friend the Ghost knows, most people just come on here and they want to say the N-word to people who get very upset about it. So part of life is mockery and roasting, and that's what people actually really enjoy. But they don't know that that's what they're actually trying to do, which is mockery and roasting. But they are too stupid to organize a roast. It's only intelligent people that organize professional roasts, like candidate John in the 16th District of Illinois. Now, the only reason I use the N-word there, ladies and gentlemen, is because, as you just witnessed, I was talking to a group of racists. I think Ghost agrees with me. Ghost is either Abby or Bussy. I'm pretty sure it's Bussy, because you write in the same way that Bussy speaks. So clearly you have to be Bussy, because nobody else speaks like that. Nobody else writes like that. Let's see if we can find another space.
And you're going to see there's Allah. Look at the Hebrew.
Oh, be the fake Australian girl? That would be a really good.
I will be like the Most High. I will ascend like the Most High. Look at that in the Hebrew. That's Allah. Oops. So yeah, Lucifer has that book. That's it.
Lucifer's got a library?
I can't do it. So I don't worship the created. I worship the creator. And when you have the last letter that Albert Pike wrote.
Man, everybody's all about these Albert Pike letters, but nobody ever actually reads Albert Pike. I feel like we're going to have to dedicate some time to Albert Pike, because Morals and Dogma is honestly like a mind-blowing book. He's like our American heritage of intelligence. If you don't think it's intelligent, you're retarded.
His, he could still qualify for his housing subsidy and his food stamp subsidy and his healthcare subsidy.
This is a Bitcoin room.
Yeah, it's nuts. He's something else. I was with him. I bought Pepe first day it came out, so I remember him saying he was selling green candles when that thing was just barely making new highs and barely making, from that first high like 3 days in or what. For his community. And that's when he was getting Robotnik and everyone else involved.
Yeah, and he was very good at putting the blame on other people. Trying to shift the blame so there was like somewhat of a reasonable doubt.
Dog, he's a meat salesman. He sells fucking meat out of the back of his truck. He sells like steaks that he got, and like old steaks. He's good to talking people into eating shit.
Hey, I like those guys that sell meat out of the back of their truck.
Dog, I get my salami from a real Italian guy. I'm not trying to buy shit in the back of a truck.
Oh, I got an Italian guy that owns a big old meat truck, and he calls himself G.I. Joe Salami.
Where you live at? What state?
I'm in Chicago.
See, you probably got some good stuff. I'm in fucking Denver, Colorado. We ain't got shit like that out here.
Excuse me, Dad. You need to stop talking shit about my city.
Denver?
No, sorry. I thought you said Boulder. Fuck Denver. Boulder is the best.
No, I drive an F-350. I gotta stay out of Boulder. I can't find parking.
That's because you're not elegant enough.
My Ford Platinum is pretty elegant.
My platinum balls are not existent.
Do you rent or do you
Keep dosing. The training floor with the campaign trail isn't easy, but it's who I am. I'm a coach, a veteran, and now I'm ready to serve. I'm in the gym every morning right now. Take a deep breath in. Reach your arm.
I'm a real estate broker, so I was trying to figure out your net worth, because everything in Boulder is super expensive. $1 million for 2 bedroom.
Daddy, father, Mr. Dad, listen, bro, where is the, I'm sorry for hijacking your brain. Listen to me.
Ghost, if you're not following my Instagram, I'd really appreciate it if you could follow my Instagram. It's John Kitover. I've added some incredible AI videos. I think they're just fucking hilarious, and like amazing. And I hate the fact that Sam Altman, is in charge of this operation. But to me, Sora is like the best product, one of the best products out there. It's just unbelievable. It's like it is, because it's video and AI. It is the most powerful product out there for marketing, quickly, easily, efficiently, economically, financially. It's just fucking mind blowing, because I would pay fucking like $100 a month, even $200 a month. I mean, for 1 month or 2 months, but like, I'm just saying that I really would pay for this product, and the fact that it's free is fucking amazing. And so I have so many phones here at my house. You just need a phone and an email. You don't need a telephone number or anything. So it's really unrestricted. And I can put out, 20 to 100 videos a day, and that's fucking amazing. Unfortunately, fucking Instagram, because I'm like mass uploading, they suspended multiple Instagram accounts of mine. So when you do spam, note to self, do it slowly, like drip it, one drop an hour. That's it. Don't try to do the whole fucking 15 uploads in 3 minutes. 1 drop an hour. That's note to self. Thanks for being here, Ghost, to help record my inner voice that I'm getting out. Okay, we're gonna try to go to another space here.
Everything anyway. So this solution for me is like everybody should be on the people around me.
No, and it's not even even just you agreeing with us is awesome. It's not your duty. It's men's duty to do that. That's the fucking problem.
Yes.
That everyone's abdicated that duty, and just again, like Estimar says, everyone wants the revolution to happen between Saturday night after banging their fucking TikTok or Tinder date in between their football game on Sunday. They don't want to give anything up for it, or don't want to talk about it, and don't want to this and that, whatever, blah blah blah. And it's just.
Let me tell you something. I may be the black people for that.
Yeah, and I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to use
there's something people that have to completely be removed from whatever they are. Okay? So the only way he can remove them is like power of the people, not violence. I am against violence, but if 200,000 or 300 million people walk to Washington right now, look at what happened in Bulgaria.
That won't work. It doesn't work. Can I ask you a question? Are you against self-defense? Are you against
I'm not against self-defense.
Okay, so real quick, are you in favor, yes or no, of using self-defense if you're attacked?
Yeah, I am.
So then you do condone violence. Self-defense is violence.
No.
Yes, self-defense is violence. If someone's trying to kill me,
I don't want to get.
Simona, real quick, if you are using self-defense from an attacker that's trying to kill you, and you're using a gun or something else, that is called violence. It's called self-defensive violence. So do not use the phrase, I am against violence, I don't support violence, because you do. You literally admitted that you support self-defense, and we got to get out of the mindset that violence is bad. It's not. It's not good or evil. It's elemental. It can be used defensively and offensively. It can be used to save lives, or it can be used for evil purposes like bloodlust, psychosis, and like cruelty. Or it can be used in self-defense to save people. So don't.
But isn't that what Trump is using to define why he's being aggressive and violent towards Americans, Matty?
Bastard stuff.
Hold on a second.
No, but he's using the same feeling.
Jeff Feel is a legitimate bastard stuff.
He's using the same analogy. It's what Trump is using, because you're literally saying that Trump.
Okay, please let me finish before you interrupt. We're going to hands here. I'm a co-host. Okay, so first of all, law enforcement's purpose is to use violence or the threat of violence to, quote, enforce the law.
Now, what they're doing now is they're not really doing that. They're perceivably doing that. Most law enforcement agents enforce illegal, unconstitutional laws, which means they're using violence as a means to implement evil acts, unconstitutional acts. They're illegal. They're called crimes. They're supposed to do the opposite. So you can say, yeah, that's what he's saying, but it doesn't matter. Again, violence is not good or evil. It's elemental. It's like fire. It can warm a man and his whole family, or it can burn them all alive. It's not good or evil.
Well, Maddie, I think you said before, too, if someone's being raped or something in an alleyway, you don't yell at the guy to go away.
No, you use law enforcement's job to stop a criminal.
If you saw who's in the Marines, Eric would be a 5-star general compared to the immigrant trans DEI clowns. I'm sure Eric is 2x, 3x boost. Is Eric Jeff Fiedler's illegitimate bastard stepson? The roast of anger. We need the roast of the Chicago and Illinois GOP night. Cooking good, live, Adam the live stream live.
Violence was used. It's called shooting the British in the face. That's what they did. They didn't win their freedom and establish America by the means of petition signing or ballot casting. They literally went to war and shot and killed people. Again, let's stay off the cuck phrases of violence. I don't condone violence. Violence I don't support. You do.
No, I'm not saying I don't condone violence. Excuse me. Let me tell you. I'm not gonna let somebody shot me before I can shot him before it is coming to my house. This is not violence, this is protection for myself. That's why I have the Second Amendment. If someone comes to my house and wants to shot me, so I have to wait him to shot me before I shot him? Like the guy.
You use violence. That's right. You're using.
Yeah, that's the violence. Okay, it's violence.
So you support.
It's a rightful violence.
You support violence then in one aspect or another. You support violence.
Well, I do support violence in this case. Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay, good. Now
I have to protect myself. I'm not gonna get dead because somebody wants to kill me, and I'm gonna sit with my arms up and say, "Okay, kill me."
Okay,
I'm not gonna stand up for that.
Simona, real quick. So you agree with me now. So what I was trying to say is...
Yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, I do.
Simona, your blanket statement of I don't support violence or condone violence, I now got you to disagree with your own statement because you do in certain situations and aspects. And that's what I'm trying... Hold on. That's what I'm trying to convey to people. Because most people are subverted, brainwashed, and completely psychologically subverted to think that violence by itself is bad. And unfortunately, it's what actually runs and rules the world since the beginning of man. Every civilization, every nation was either created or conquered by the use of violence. It was either defended successfully or conquered by violence. Whoever used the best violence won. And in aspect, in 1776, during the Revolutionary War, the Founding Fathers used violence successfully and won. And this is why we have America. It's why everybody in this space right now is talking to each other and able to communicate with each other. And with our entire existence.
If we can't do live,
brave men.
Listen, I agree with
brave men with honor and courage chose to use violence and won. And that's why we're here.
Go ahead, go ahead, Simona, and then we'll go to you, Mike. You might be double muted.
I don't have anybody muted.
You there, Simona? You're on mute. I think she might be talking.
I'm sorry for cutting the line, guys. I'm driving.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me finish my thing. That's all I want to say. That's it. And I'm done. I agree with everything he said, but because this is a recording space, I cannot say 100% what you want me to say. I have to make a statement regarding not condemning violence, regarding for the host and for the whole space, because otherwise this phase is going to be closed, okay? So the reason I said that, I said to protect
Billion did not
everybody in
created
this
the
phase.
Illinois GOP
And what I
bunker,
think
just
and
live
what
streamed
I want
operations
to
and
be
didn't
done,
move.
it's a
They
completely
would actually
different.
have had a chance to
That's
win.
what
The
I
market
stated.
campaign has no
I agree with
momentum
you
at
100%,
all. It was
but
just
I
since
probably don't have the courage to say it like you do. And that's all I want to say. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Simona. No, Simona's the best, and I think I speak for Maddie. Most of that wasn't directed at you; it was directed at a lot of people. Like you said, a lot of influencers, a lot of people that have a duty to, in a microphone, to say something and don't want to say anything about it, and getting people out of that psyop of like you explained it, but. And again, it's not even your obligation. That's the biggest problem with this fucking country, especially with people on the fucking quote unquote right that just want to roll over and say, yeah, take my rights, do whatever, and then say fucking even more cucked out shit, to be honest. And that's why they neutered us many ways. BLM, fucking January 6th, all this shit, and everybody's scared to do anything now. Which, again, there ain't no choice, but. Go ahead there, Mike, brother man. What's up there, partner? I think I can let you talk without interrupting you and saying, giving you 6 words.
No shot. There's no such thing as Jewish behavior anymore. So, speaking of, most of the people in here have been understanding the subversive tactics, the Flynn Network, Q. The list goes on. We all know this. So if we just look at Nick Fuentes, this guy's so base, and then overnight, you flip the script, and that's how a Judas goat works. Is they come in, they buddy up with you, they're your friend, and then when it's time to bring you to the slaughterhouse, they lead you right to it. So anyone who's consistent with these type of players and these actors should raise your eyebrows, and you should be saying, "Oh, I thought we were aligned." A whole bunch of us thought we were aligned with Nick Fuentes for a long time. I'm speaking for, generally speaking, I never trusted the fucking guy, but he did say a lot of things that make sense. The guy's talking about how the country's occupied. He's saying we need the insurrection. Espinor just posted. If you want to find out, just go search Insurrection Act now, and look at all the people that are posting.
Yeah, that was a great point. John Walker posted it like 12 hours ago, that faggot.
Yeah. Nick Fuentes this morning or last night or something said something about ICE has nothing to do with Israel. They literally have a branch office in Tel Aviv. Like, what are we talking? Israel literally set up ICE and the DHS, 2003. I don't need to fucking repeat myself 1,000 times this week. But just...
No, but it's good, though, because repetition is the father of learning, and there's new people all the time.
Yeah, I had all this stuff written down, and then you repeat it how many times, it's just ingrained in your brain, so that's a good memory tool. So just, as Cookie said earlier, anyone who's pushing back on the Constitution and our founding framing documents, you should not be trusting them anymore. It's the most important thing that we could possibly hold on to. It's the last thing that we have. And if you're unaware of how the Constitution, the Bill of Rights were written, which is the first 10 amendments.
It's not oil cloud, it's a generator. We're dealing with the motor.
And it's really
the
not
motor's
for
in
debate.
the front
Like,
part of the stories.
Being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Like,
he's a big front
they even use the right words.
liberal, radical, conservative.
So
hate him.
read through that. Something like the First Amendment, to peaceably assemble and redress grievances. It doesn't say anything about you can only practice your First Amendment and not your Second Amendment. And if you practice those two together, then your Fourth Amendment is no longer valid. Like, that's not how the Constitution works whatsoever. So
Roger.
that's a whole thing. It's nothing about protesting or redressing the government on a sidewalk or with a permit, or Like you have to be in a specific location or
Helen
any
Roger
of,
doesn't mean
any
Guru
of these
or
rights
king.
are isolated. So please read them plainly. Thomas Jefferson said, when you're trying to understand, I'm paraphrasing here, don't try and squeeze every other meaning out of the Constitution. Go back to the spirit of the framers and adopt that while you're reading the Bill of Rights. And then you can go to Section 6, Article 6, Section 2, I believe. I could be off that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
really?
Yep, that's correct. So this is...
Oh, you know everything.
It's very simple. It says that any law outside that diverts from the Bill of Rights is null and void. So
assumptions?
just remember that. You need to adopt the spirit and do not fold on this. So
really?
it's very important. Make sure you push back even online.
Assumptions?
And the people that it just won't get through to and just disagree with it, you're an enemy of the United States people.
Wow.
Period. I'm sorry. Like, where I can't be super cordial with everybody and then like also get fucking shot in the face for being too fucking nice. Like, guys, this is what the fuck's going on. I'll let listen to fucking Maddie, please. On that, I'm hanging up. Thanks.
Actively engaged on our home soil.
Could I have 10 seconds, then you can drop me down?
Yeah, and then I'll go to you.
No, seriously, we've been waiting for hours.
Yeah, but Sue, 10 seconds, I promise. Matty, that's a follow.
Go. Your time.
Thanks. Matty, that's a follow. Interpret this how you want to, everyone. It's a recorded space, who gives a fuck? Acknowledge, identify, manage. AIM, I call it. Thanks.
You are welcome there, brother. Alrighty, go on. I think I sent you co-host. Go ahead there, Utterly, my friend.
Okay, sorry for
And I
being
threw in the
patient.
front, and that's true. There were receipts 5 hours ago. They talked about, I guess, the report came out. ICE is trained by the Israeli Defense Forces and other Israel security entities. Multiple report shows. There you go.
Okay, can I go?
Yeah.
So, probably not so bad that the young man jumped in there with his aims that he got out of his book. Yeah, I mean, I've come up, obviously it's been a few hours, but I've come up to say commiserations again to the Americans for the loss of one of your people and also for the loss of your freedoms. But at the end of the day, you know, yes, like the young man just said, Ames, is that everybody likes to chat, everybody likes to validate themselves, everybody likes to interact in that sort of sense like you do with your neighbours. But yes, you do have to acknowledge how you've got where you've got and how has America got where they've got. Well, we've heard over the past 2.5 years a lot of Americans, geez, it was like a whole movement where this American attitude was, we don't care, we want out of the country, it's nothing to do with us in the Middle East, so we don't care. End of, there's a divide and conquer for starters. And now it's on your doorstep. I mean, look, just two years later, it's on your doorstep. And you might wonder why people were standing up for the Palestinian cause, you know, the pro-Hamas, anti-Jew, anti-Israel, all the little titles that were given to the people around the world that stood up for the Palestinians. Is because they signified how blatant it was getting now. And they've been battling it for 7 years. The Americans are in 2 years in. But at the end of the day, it's there's very much parallels, and it does stem from the American society. And I'll tell you what my concept is, which is a way for people to awaken without all this chit-chat stuff.
Jesus.
Is that in
Imagine
the
you, Clown, if we could actually defend ourselves legally through the law and our Constitution to repel aliens and fascist liberal Democrat socialists like yourself dedicated to destroying America.
Was very much controlling the American politics and was controlling your biggest societies. It was called mafia in those days, but it was Zionists, okay? And they were Zionist Jews, not just Zionists, but obviously they had their own figures in. And they tried desperately to take over your American political system. Remember, this was pre-war, when you weren't as developed, we'll call it that way. And you'd also had a big financial crash, poverty, etc. But anyway, they tried, and they were failing by the work. They didn't want Israel. They just wanted somewhere where they could do it. I believe Las Vegas was on the list. But either way, developing Las Vegas. But either way, they eventually put their sights on the British Mandate Palestine. and off they want. Where am I going with this? Because how did they manage to get that land? Well, first of all, the Zionists terrorized the Jews, okay? Not because Jews were Palestinians, don't forget that. They terrorized the Jews to try and corral them into their Zionist movement. And when I say Jews and separate them from Zionists, it's because those Jews are Palestinians just living their lives, nothing to do with Zionism. So they corralled them. And then, whoa, the benefit to them was when World War II happened. We will forget about Europe. World War II happened, and obviously then after World War II, they then brought in their PR, especially in America. Why did America follow along with it? Because guess what? They wanted Zionism
Roger,
out of
Indian
their
Republicans
country,
from your
out
district
of
do
their
not like
politics,
you
because
or
they were
trust
smart
you.
enough and
They
not
only vote for
selfish
you
enough
because
to
you are
realize
Indian.
what it was going to do to them. We
All
know the history
Republican,
then of
conservative
Palestine.
Indians
We
in
know the
Illinois
divide and conquer.
know you are
We
a
understand
clown. You
how
are
they
an
made
embarrassment.
all Palestinians, Palestinians, they made all the people of the land divided into Palestinians and Israelis, and then divided the Israelis by bringing in the compulsory military service. Well, in case anybody in your listeners haven't noticed, since the 18th of December 2025, your legislation has been changed where you are all in America of a certain age compulsory on the list to be able to be called up. You don't need to be filling forms in anymore. They've done that move already, in case you hadn't noticed, because it was done quietly as an amendment to legislation.
In case you haven't noticed, listen, you British cock, when you come to America and tell us all fucking business, you can shut the fuck up, young lady. You don't know shit.
Fucking got her. Fucking got her. Oh my God. Fucking roasted that. Then they kicked me immediately. So I am roasting people on Facebook, like hardcore Zen. I don't know if you can find me on Facebook if you have a Facebook account set up, but search for John Kitover and add all my accounts, because honestly, the thing that is really proprietary is the comments. It's amazing because I use like a ton of emojis, and there's things you can't say, obviously, but the comments are amazing. Most comments get put into a spam subnote, but if your comment is pithy and not considered spam, but the thing is, people report your comment and then it gets pushed into the spam. So your comment only lives for a little while, but once someone reads it, that mind virus has been successfully injected. And when people go crazy, or I would call it like a comment death spiral. I just start saying hello, and then I like post a video of mine or something, but I don't answer their questions directly. Most people in the comments ask you 1 to 2 questions, and then you never answer them, and then finally they say you can't answer anything, and you just respond again with hello, and then their heads from that implosion just cave, and they realize that they're getting roasted. So this is the way.
Repeat after me.
Works.
The federal government is lying to us about the...
So I also fucked up this governor's campaign because they're claiming that he was trying to he had an issue with the oil in his RV, but I used to own an RV, so I know that the area that he's dealing with is like the battery generator area. Obviously the fucking oil's in the engine in the front. So I wrote, that's not oil, clown. That's a generator. They're dealing with the motors in the front. Party bus stories. So I'm on a fucking roll, and it's not even 11 o'clock yet. John Kitover, so is this what you would do if you're elected to Congress? Call your opponent's names like a 5th grader in clown world? Yes, you can count on me for that. I will roast all clowns. Helen, are you double 2x needle, 3x booster? Oh God. There are some people that like may really like my roast. And I know there's people out there that really appreciate my roast because it's not like I'm trying to hurt people, but I am trying to make people squeamish, you might say. So I just wrote back to this person on Facebook. She wrote, "Is this what you would do if you're elected to Congress?" I wrote, "Yes, you can count in me for that." I spelled that wrong. You can count on me for that. I will roast all clowns. Helen, are you double needle, triple booster? Are you a 2X, 3X? What's a 2X, 3X? Are you are you double boosted? Are you triple boosted or double boosted? Wow, we just issued a FOIA to the police department.
You goddamn son of a bitch! I almost got out there! I ain't ever going out in that shit! Ever again! My friend is here.
Hello?
Hello? You know, my friend, I'm not even Jewish. And, you know, as soon as I say my mother's not Jewish, they immediately call me a Jew. What's wrong with people? I don't understand.
But you aren't, you're half Jewish.
No, my mother's not Jewish.
I'm sick of this, my mother.
My mother's not Jewish! What don't you understand? I am not Jewish!
Your mother. Well, that means if I have a kid with a non-Jewish woman, then the kid's not going to be Jewish?
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Well, that's kind of a problem, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, you do realize that it's like a you problem if you don't actually read books, right?
Right, that's true.
I mean, this is the thing about Jewish. Like, if you never read Maimonides, what do you really know? Like, I don't really know that much about Judaism. I know a little bit more than your average dunce. But like when I hear somebody reading a book in Hebrew and translating live, I realize that it's like India. You know, go to Israel. Israel and India are, you know, ethno-religious states. So America, we the people, it's, you know, black people saying our people. They never say the American people or we people. It's always our people. So I think we have tribes and castes in this country. It's not supposed to be like that, but we have allowed ourselves to essentially become so homogenized that, I mean, look what's happening in Minnesota. You have people who are paid agitators, but then you have people, American people who think that they're being patriotic, fighting law enforcement who are trying to enforce the law. So the biggest problem going, my friend, is that everybody's actually an attorney, but only like 0.001% of our population are licensed to practice law. So anyways, my friend, I'm just saying, you know, love is the law, but love under will. And the will, the divine will, respects perimeters, borders, and the law. Anyways, my friend, you know, I hope you have a great day. But I will say people are still so stupid, they are still talking. Because the truth is that the more we think, the more we speak, the further from the truth we're going to get. And that's the truth of the earth. Stop thinking and end your problems.
True for Darth.
Ooh, Taco Bell just texted me. They're just checking in. We noticed you haven't claimed your free welcome reward, and it's expiring soon. Love Taco Bell. Isn't that cute? A lot of people think taco stands for Trump always chimping out. Do you think Trump is always chimping out?
That's a good one. I never heard that.
Yeah, I never heard that. I heard that a couple days ago. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Because I think in a way, Trump does kind of chimp out, you know, like everybody chimps out when they are essentially, you know, presented with an obnoxious question. But the thing is, you know, when Trump even like flicked off that Ford worker, God bless him. Like, that's the man we wanted. That's the man we elected. We don't want somebody who's passively just humiliated or roasted. If you get roasted or humiliated, we want a leader who will fight back with fucking fire, sword and shield. You know, that's the kind of leader we have. So I think we are living in extremely dangerous times because the left is financed and organized. And the fact that we can't arrest Alex Soros or George Soros or Bill Gates, and because of the legal warfare, because of the legal industrial complex, arresting somebody with a no cash bail and a Democrat judge who just releases anybody, that's the world we live in. So we have a legal industrial complex problem in this country, not just a cultural problem. We have a legal industrial complex problem. Lawyers and judges, we have a legal problem in this country. I think it's a major issue. Nick agrees. Nick agrees with everything I say.
Maybe we should have been lawyers. Don't you think you would be a good lawyer?
Yeah, because I got the gift of gab, and all communication is hypnosis, and that's all lawyers do. They just issue summary judgments, and then they move on, and they say, have a good day. And you're like, hey, where's my due process? And they say, sorry, you just got processed duly, and you received my judgment, so have a good day, Mr. Kitover. And you're like, hey, wait a minute. And they're like, nah, I got to go to lunch. Take care, bye. And you're like, whoa, I thought we were supposed to have a trial here. I couldn't even present any evidence. See, Clubhouse is actually like a trial. Every room is a room of a lack of evidence. No one here brings any evidence whatsoever, except in our 10 o'clock book club. That's the only evidence rooms this app has. Everything else is all or nothing statements and theories. Like if you go to Donald's room, which is Prove to Me God Exists, I asked him about evolution and mutation, and they got so upset because I said that mutation if that is the only reason for evolution, that's an all or nothing statement. I said maybe the environment has more of an impact on evolution than you expect. And then they went fucking crazy and they kicked me out, kicked me to the goose. So we also have an attention deficit hyperactivity disorder where nobody actually wants to listen for longer than about 3 seconds. Everybody wants to get that juice, that dopamine juice.
All communication is gypnosis.
Have you noticed how T-Robs is like the most unhappy anti-Semite, but Diego is like the dumbest, happiest anti-Semite? But I still think I think that Robert Taylor has more depression than even the anti-Semitic leprechaun. It's just an opinion.
Hey, John, did you use AI to make all your videos on Instagram? Because they're actually pretty good.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I used Sora.
Oh, you did? Okay, I like the one where you're in, like, the farmers and you're talking with them. That one's pretty good. What else is another one? Like, eliminating the Federal Reserve, eliminating...
2 cheeseburgers coming right up.
Yeah, that one's a good one, too. I was like, wow, you got creative.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'm like, I have found my artistic medium. Basically Sora is letting me do what I've always wanted to do, which is just text to video. And the fact that you can cast yourself is fucking amazing. It's like I can literally make John Kitover movies now. I can cast myself as James Bond. I can cast myself as a Westlake.
I know, but it's only like a 10-second clip.
But my friend, I have 100 phones. Within just 30 minutes, I can have 100 times 9 seconds, 900 seconds. So it's like I can make full-length feature giant Kitover movies, but nobody's gonna watch them. Nobody's gonna sit there and watch my stupid Sora videos for an hour or 3 hours. But the point is, a 9-second video is amazing. Like I was passing out vaccines to crowds of Democrats, passing out abortion pills. Like the videos you can create, which are like woke parodies, is fucking hilarious. It's just amazing because you can be very subversive in these videos because Sora is owned by ChatGPT, owned by an F word, aka Sam Altman, who probably murdered this guy Suchi, and he just married his husband. So if you put in like woke things like praying to a vaccine and shit like that, they will create it. But if you try to create any like conservative type of messaging, they will not allow you to create it. So anyways, I'm just saying that like people know parody and they know sarcasm, and it's like, but the videos are fucking, the fact is that it's free. Nick, I was saying earlier that I would pay like up to $200 a month to fucking have access to this. But the fact that I can create it for free on all these phones through an email, I don't even need a telephone number. For Christ's sake, you got to have a fucking phone number to join Clownhouse. Do you know how stupid these people are on this app? The fucking the F words that run this shit. If they had this app without a fucking phone number, oh my god, well, it would be inundated with spam. But anyways, these are my thoughts. But thanks for the compliment.
It is inundated because all communication is spam.
Yes, all communication is spam. It's just a question of, is it shit or is it gold? See, I'm competing for messaging. You know what's amazing is, I'm.
Is it shit or is it gold now?
So there's all these other politicians here not using Sora. I'm the only person I know that's only like putting out these Sora videos. But because most of my content has been so vulgar, profane, or like me doing yoga in my underpants, this is like covering up all my sins of like, raw footage. And it's so funny watching these politicians essentially try to be an actor and give a professional speech or read from a script because they've never done it before. I've been doing this for a lot of years. I'm a good reader, but it's amazing watching politicians. They are forced to create messaging because if you're not in that mind's eye on election day, no one will vote for you. So they are forced to create videos and spam all day. This is all politicians are doing. Nobody does any work. So it's terrifying. We have a political industrial complex and a legal industrial complex where people do no fucking work, but they receive all the abundance. They receive the highest AGIs. So we live in a fucked up society where we import everything and the lawyers take everything. So these are my opinions.
Well, how about your fucking idiot mayor back in 2009 that sold all your parking meters to Abu Dhabi? And Abu Dhabi already broke even within 10 years.
Yeah, that F word is running for president now. Rahm Emanuel is creating videos every single day doing interviews with young black men talking to.
I know.
We will have a couple Jewish contenders for the presidency this year. In 2 years. But Pritzker, Rahm Emanuel, and maybe others. But eventually Oh, that's right. His grandchildren are Jewish, so he must be Jewish. We already have a Jewish president. Fuck, I forgot.
Donald Trump.
Like I said, those videos were created when I saw them on my Instagram. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is a good idea. But do you think more and more politicians are ever going to be, that are running, are ever going to be smart enough to use that resource?
The violent
Because
attacks
I think
against
it's the
protesters,
future,
and
man.
this is not normal. The Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security are run by extremists who do not care about the safety of people, immigrants, or citizens, and this is not normal. The federal government is weaponizing free speech and the right to bear arms when they are
Some people are so stupid that they are still talking.
They say the heart is so smart it doesn't need to talk. It's only the brain that needs to talk because it's so stupid. I read in some wisdom book that the heart doesn't need to talk because it's smarter than the brain. The brain is so stupid it talks.
See the Ron Paul interview with Gerald Celente and Daniel McAdams? Do you ever listen to the Ron Paul Liberty Show, John?
Sometimes, but that Gerald Celente is an anti-Semitic, Jew-hating piece of shit.
No, he's not, though. He's not.
Well, that's because you're going to make an argument about Zionists versus Jews. And in my opinion, as I said earlier, Israel is and should and always most likely will be, an ethno-religious state, which is fine. People just got sour grapes, Nick. In America, there are people who want to have their own ethno-religious state. But unfortunately, if you look at our charter, it's not specific. So if you go to Israel, it's specified in their ketubah that it is to be a Jewish state. Unfortunately, people in America got sour grapes. They want it, but they ain't got it. But they already have it. We just are unfortunately run by Democrats.
Here's the thing, though. The Semites don't run Israel. It's the Ashkenazi.
Bro, that's not true. The Mizrahi run Israel. Like 60%, 80% of the fucking country is not Ashkenazi, dude.
Okay, since you don't really like Celente, do you like Judge Napolitano?
Yeah, he seems like a pretty straight shooter, I like conservative judges. Dude, there's only a couple conservative judges. Almost all judges are liberal Democrats.
Which judges would you consider that are conservative on our Supreme Court?
Well, the black guy that just swore in Secretary Noam, what's his name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ironic that we have a black man that is a conservative, but thank God we've got it.
Clarence Thomas?
Clarence Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, but Bush appointed him. I mean, that guy's like, 78 years old? He needs to fucking retire. But my question to you is...
It's like the papacy.
But are you campaigning on that? Like getting rid of these career politicians and just... honestly,
every career politician is running on getting rid of career politicians. They all sign oaths for term limits, but none of them obey it. They're all fucking in there for 10 years. The guy I'm running against signed the term limits pledge, but he's still fucking running. So they're all hypocrites, dude.
Trump's trying to do that. Trump's trying to say, he's trying to limit, 12 years you get in Congress. That's it. So basically, if you're in Senate, you get 3 terms. House, you get 6? Because House is every 2 years. That's what he's trying to propose.
Well, you know what's interesting about AI or the internet? You would think that it would have eliminated larger sectors of our economy. It just takes out the low-hanging fruit. It doesn't take out lawyers. It doesn't take out politicians or judges. So the government has never, ever been efficiently optimized by the internet or AI. Would you agree, Nick? Obviously.
No, that's true. That's very true.
We have to save money. And the biggest expense is always administrative expense. As accountant, you understand that. Tell us on the balance sheet what has to be optimized. Dude, these people can't admit we're bankrupt. We're 39 trillion in debt with 100 trillion in unfunded liabilities. Then add all the state debt and all the city debt, and you're like, what the fuck happened? How the fuck did we generate all this debt? I mean, it's obvious. It's all through the Federal Reserve. So
yeah, because when Nixon took us off the gold standard and our money became fake,
and gold is
at
an all-time human high. It's all fucking correlated. Yeah.
Same thing with silver, because the thing is what happened was silver kept lagging for so many years, and the gold to silver ratio. Just go look at a graph of it. you can see it was so out of whack for so many years. And then all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute, this fucking precious metal is under like $30. What are we doing not buying it?
Do you follow Peter Schiff?
Peter Schiff?
Peter Schiff,
He called gold $5,000 and they laughed at him, and now we're almost there.
We are there.
Yeah, we are.
So his portfolio is like done extremely well.
Oh God, yeah. I used to invest with him years ago. I had like an IRA from an old job, and I'm slapping myself in the face for not like keeping it there. But whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, the thing is, equities are at an all-time bubble too. The price earnings ratios are like at all-time high. The FANG, you know.
Yeah, look at Palantir.
Yeah.
It's like 600 or something. Like I remember in school when I was in accounting and finance classes, we never fucking talked about quantitative easing, quantitative tightening. There was never this bullshit like with these outrageous PE ratios. Yeah, we had that tech bubble that burst in the early 2000s, and my professor saying, "Oh, this can't happen again." These PE ratios were ridiculous. We're not going to see this again, and we're seeing it again, exactly like you said. But these gold companies, their PE ratios were like 15, when like FANG stocks were like 250. It made no freaking sense. To your point, though, is like you look at life before like 1971, 72, like from 1947 to like 72, how prosperous we were as a nation. And even before, before 1964, our money was made of real silver. So like if you got paid what minimum wage in 1963, which is $1.10, that'd be like $30-40 an hour now. You just need the same 4 quarters and the same dime. That money is complete trash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anyways, nothing is new. You know, it's just true. I mean, we can repeat our opinions. That's why I like reading books here, Nick, because I feel like after having recorded Clubhouse for 5-6 years or however long this is now, I've heard every conversation, every argument. I myself have had every thought that I think I could possibly have related to all these topics and categories. So it's just like, that's why I created this room, because people are so stupid. They're still talking. Like, Nick, there's, you know, again, I got books sitting around, and it's a question of when do I pick them up and when do I get an opportunity to do an information transfer to somebody on this app through a book. I live for that because it enlightens me and enlightens the other people. And basically it's like, this is a pot of shit. And imagine like putting enough books in, eventually the shit disappears and we get like crystal clear water. The metaphor I'm going with.
No, that's very true.
Because I'm actually more interested in intelligent people and intelligence itself. And I think when I read a book, anybody that I think is stupid, if they were to read a smart book out loud to me, I could confirm that they're not stupid anymore. But only if they got the comprehension or understanding out of what the fuck they just read. So that's the other challenge, is comprehension and understanding if you actually read a book. And, you know, but it's also joyful. It's an act of joy, because if you have great wisdom, Nick, guess what the gift or the reward of that great wisdom is?
More wisdom.
Compassion, because most people are living in darkness. They are stupid. And so you can have a little pity on them and say, all right, booger picker, I'm not going to beat you up too bad, but you are stupid. You know that, right? And they'll say, I'm not fucking stupid. You're stupid. Then I'd say, okay, well, let's pick up this book and read a book together. Okay, you're not stupid anymore. But before reading the book, I think you were stupid. It's an opinion.
I think the lowest IQ people on Clubhouse hang out in chillism.
Without a doubt. I think Nathan has brain damage. I think he absolutely has brain damage.
What about politically correct or the new and improved Democratic Party? Do they always kick you out too?
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm like the most hated, most kicked, most banned, most feared, most, believe me, they know John Kitover.
Yeah, but it's funny because you're like my favorite person. No homo.
Well, that's because we know each other and we've had all the thoughts and conversations. These people create propaganda. Don't you understand? They are there creating narrative, controlling narrative, propagating, promoting. They are just, but they're low IQ because they're not reading books. It's just obvious. Like, I don't care about the news of the day. It's just a cycle. I want to improve my brain. Just in the same way I want to go to the gym and improve my body. You don't know what is on the back end of this fucking phone, my friend. You're talking about obese people with diabetes. People are conversing with the lowest form of human shit on this app. These are successful people aren't here. All my friends from college are working at major corporations in the Pentagon. They wouldn't be caught dead here because they make great money and got great lives. They don't give a fuck about the losers on this piece of shit.
Repeat after me.
That's very
The
true.
federal government.
Very true.
So on a comment on Facebook, I just put Clown World.
Repeat after me. The federal government is lying to us about the violent attacks against protesters, and this is not normal. The Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security are run by extremists who do not care about the safety of people, immigrants.
This dumb bitch is running for a comptroller position, which is an actuarial or accounting position. Her opinion about ICE means fucking nothing for the job and work that she has to do. So I wrote just Clown World on her fucking little political rant there. And then somebody wrote, John, is that the mask you wear when you're trying to pick up kids? I wrote back, pick up kids. Then I wrote projection and then the lips emoji. So the comments is like, to me, like next level brain implosion. It could be sick and twisted of me to like getting liberal Democrats, emotionally jarred. And then they accuse me of being emotionally, unhinged. But it's
Rabboni Shalom.
Yeah, Rabboni Shalom. That's all it is.
About got in Monica's rooms. What about those? Are those low IQ?
Well, at least she's conservative and she brings up, controversial conservative issues or, critique. I mean, I'm not anti-Monica, believe it or not. Like, there was a time where I was like,
it's like when you troll her. That's all I'm saying. I just think it's funny when you troll her.
I don't even troll her. Like, she just naturally trolls herself. There's no work needed on my behalf. She's fully automated to troll herself because she's that, like, anyways, you get it. It's just, this is entertainment, and I wouldn't take it anything more than that. People take it personally. The one thing about running for a political position is the attacks. You have to have that. First of all, I have a clear conscience. I don't think you can actually really be a ruthless information warrior and, political like somebody on X wrote, if you're still posting, but you're getting no likes, replies, tweets, it's like you are fearless. So I'm just saying that, like, I'm going into this with maybe a delusional sense of fearlessness, but I don't think so. I think I'm actually correct in my position because of my background. I mean, my time at a military college is really like, the baking of John Kitover. Like, I'm very conditioned to be a patriot or a servant, warrior of the state. I'm not like a fascist statist. I just believe in the rule of law. I mean, I really wish I went to law school because having to deal with lawyers in my life multiple times, I didn't foresee that I would have these issues. But if I was a lawyer, I never would have had the fucking issues to begin with. And it's pretty much my education or my intelligence was lacking. But this experience running for Congress has definitely opened up my perspective, my consciousness, my awareness, my mindfulness. But also with regards to awareness, my observation of just how brainwashed people are. Most people are just sheep. They are not wolves. And unfortunately, we need to start converting sheep into wolves.
Judge Napolitano always says on his podcast too, That is very true. Well, that's what the left is. There's programmed sheep. I mean, they can't think for themselves.
Yeah, it's like wolves are cunning, the wisdom of the fox. I mean, the predator. Like, we have too many people who are just virtue signaling, but they're not actually interested in resisting. We need resistance. And the resistance is basically the conservative approach to liberal Democrat socialist politics. It's everywhere. It's pervasive. Look at all these governments, all these cities, all these governors and mayors, all of them. So, I mean, the fact that I live in fucking Chicago and like I'm not the only one, but like there's a roast party. So in a text message group, I'm like, man, we need to have the roast of like the Illinois GOP because it's catharsis. Until the group can reframe and admit that they're a bunch of clowns, no bunker command to resist will ever be created. Like it in the same way that Illinois was conquered through like a bunker process. Like I have this book about how they literally went from Southern Illinois and built a successive chain of fortresses until they got to Chicago, built, Fort Dearborn. It's through these forts and conquering system they were able to actually take over the territory. People don't realize that like the conquest of America was real. I mean, Americans by the thousands gave up their lives to conquest this motherfucker. Because you're talking about what, like 30 million, inhabitants, like at least, that's a million warriors that resisted, the invasion. So it takes great strength, and strength is the joy of the world.
Really get to minus 34 in Chicago on Friday.
Maybe like, with the wind chill downtown, but where I'm at, it wasn't like that, but it's,
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, holy shit, dude. That's cold.
Yeah, I think like maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I can't remember how many years ago now, but I was staying at this chick's condo downtown in the Gold Coast, and they called it like I can't remember, they had a special name for it, but it was just a blizzard. And like looking downtown, I was just like, this is wild. Like it is so dangerous outside. There's nobody out there. It's just unbelievably dangerous. And if you have an electrical failure, you have to flee. Like you can't stay warm enough, so you literally have to like flee, go to a warming shelter or wherever. It's like, thank God that snowstorms don't cause like massive electrical grid failures. I know they bring down power lines and shit, but there was a post that went around and I think like made a lot of people scared of what could happen if there's an electrical failure, in a massive snowstorm.
It doesn't end well.
Learn first. O thou who aspirest unto our ancient order, that equilibrium is the basis of the work. If thou thyself hast not a sure foundation, whereon wilt thou stand to direct the forces of nature? Know then, that as man is born into the...
Is that image the man of God?
This world amidst the darkness of matter and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor...
No, just health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness, and strength.
...be to seek the light through their reconciliation.
What about yourself?
Thou then, who hast trials and troubles, rejoice because of them. For in them is strength, and by their means is the pathway open unto that light. How should it be otherwise? O man, whose life is but a day in eternity, a drop in the ocean of time, how were thy trials not many? Couldst thou purge thy soul from the dross of earth? Is it but now that the higher life is beset with dangers and difficulties? Hath it not ever been so with the sages and hierophants of the past? They have been persecuted and reviled. They have been tormented of men. Yet through this also has their glory increased.
Yeah, people will put a topic down, and when they put
Yeah,
a topic down, they just basically have a whole bunch
Learn
of people that
first,
don't know, and then they just hop on the topic.
O thou who aspirest unto
It could
our
be fun in
ancient
the beginning,
order.
you know. It's a guessing game.
That equilibrium is the basis of the
When it
work.
becomes real and people are still guessing, it's like, bro, relax.
If
Like,
thou
this
thyself
is a
hast
game.
not a
It's a
sure
game.
foundation,
Then
whereon wilt thou
a whole
stand
bunch of
to direct the forces of nature?
people that start thinking, making assumptions is a good thing.
Know then
It's never a good thing.
that as man is born
There's only
into
good
this
things
world
that
amidst the darkness of
play a game
matter,
like Among Us. Among Us is okay.
and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor be to seek the light
Michigan, Metro Detroit area. We
through
got
the reconciliation.
nailed a bunch of snow and really cold weather. I was just talking to John.
Thou then,
They got hit like
who has
in
trials and
Chicago.
troubles,
Really fucking cold weather.
rejoice because of them,
Almost was no joke.
for in them is strength,
So, I got those Scorpios, but
and by their means is a pathway opened
summer. So you
into
got
that
snow.
light.
You got
How
snow,
should it
or
be
you
otherwise,
know,
O man, whose life is but a day in eternity,
Like, it's still
a
coming down
drop
here,
in
but it's
the
not that
ocean
hard
of
right now.
time?
But they said it's probably going to end around
How
8, 9
were
o'clock
thy
tonight.
trials not many? Couldst thou purge thy soul from the dross of earth? Is it but now that the higher life is beset with dangers and difficulties? Hath it not ever been so with the sages and hierophants of the past? They have been persecuted and reviled. They have been tormented of men. Yet through this also has their glory increased.
We're just going by girls, seeing what's going on, and how's everybody experience been treating them? How's everybody elevating? How's everybody? What is everybody learning? You know.
Learn first, O thou who aspirest unto our ancient order, that equilibrium is the basis of the work. If thou thyself hast not a sure foundation, whereon wilt thou stand to direct the forces of nature? Know then that as man is born into this world amidst the darkness of matter and the strife of contending forces, so must his first endeavor be to seek the light through their Learn first, O thou who aspires unto.
Yo, Zen, there's this thing in Marcus Aurelius where he's like, even if Plato's Republic doesn't manifest, you know, don't like beat yourself up about it, or don't get all emotionally bent.
Whereon wilt thou stand to direct the forces of nature. Know then that as man is born into this world amidst the darkness.
Breath of the day, and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9.
That's one of John Kitover's greatest hits. It's called Duty Duty Dum Dum. I hope you liked it. Duty Duty Dum Dum, take the deepest breath of the day.
Repeat after me. The federal government is lying to us about the violent. Repeat after me. Repeat after me. The federal government is lying to us about the violent attacks against protesters, and this is not normal. The Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security are run by extremists who do not care about the safety of people, immigrants, or citizens, and this is not normal. The federal government is weaponizing free speech and the right to bear arms when they are constitutional freedoms and are not reasons to murder people to meet their authoritarian agenda. This is not normal, and we can't let these acts of mega overreach be.
All fires of breath. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 let it go, 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 Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 go, go, doody, go, 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 go. Doom, doody, doody, dum, dum, doody, 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 dum, dum, doody, doody, dum, dum, doody, doo. Take the deepest breath. Hold, hold, let it go. Doody, doody, dum, dum, doody, 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 dum, doody, doody, dum, dum, doody, doo. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. Not 11, 10, not 9. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 let it go, 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 go.
Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 let it go. Go, 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 go. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10,
for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9, hold, 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 let it go, 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 let it go, 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 go. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9, hold, 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 let it go, 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 let it go, 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 go.
Oh, let's get a gospel.
Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9, hold, 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 let it go, 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 let it go, 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 go.
Let's get a gospel.
Take the deepest breaths of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9, hold, 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 let it go, 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 let it go, 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 go. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 let it go, 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 go. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 let it go, 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 go.
Yeah, I'm going to go anytime.
Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds, 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Hold, 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 hold,
I've left Judaism and have converted to Koreanism. Power of the spa. The power of the spa. Always legit. My mother is not too. I'm a Catalonian Jew living in diaspora. Originally building a new Catalonia on the Jewish line of safe space and aka Buffalo.
Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold for 10 seconds. 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Close your eyes to the noise. Feel the air. It's your voice. Whispers of a quiet sea. Quiet sea. Quiet sea. Inhale the world. Exhale the gray. Deepest breath of your day. Let it go, 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 hold, hold. 7,
would be an honor. Follow me on IG, Doctor. Would be an honor.
Hair turns cold when you believe. Breathe away, let it leave. Echoes bloom, soft and slow.
Have you ever performed an abortion and not gotten compensated for killing the baby? All right, my fake book and text messaging shit posting is coming to an end because shoveling must begin soon. I got to get peak shoveling work done here at the Casa de Kitover. By the way, Zen, we have roasted Steve Appel to the next level. He's so fucking well done. There's nothing left to cook. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I went hard against Steve Appel because for years and years and years, he's just disrespected me, treated me like a fucking schmuck. So I had to go hard on him after all his libel, slander, and defamation. But we got our justice. We got our roasting. This is Hypnosis God. People are so stupid. They are still talking. Hello? The art of genius is truly self-deprecation. I wouldn't dare throw a rock through a mirror, but I will roast that mirror and sling shit turd balls at it. But eventually we got to clean the mirrors. So the cleaners are coming soon from Guatemala, Ecuador, and Panama. It's a whole crew of illegal aliens who do all the cleaning around here. Some from Mexico. We got this is the craziest thing about the federal government. There's all these secure facilities and all these federal offices, but guess who cleans all those fucking offices? Illegal fucking aliens, subcontracted out. They have access to everything. Little dirty secret of your federal government. These fucking illegal aliens clean everything, and they have probably cost us $1 billion. It goes to all the illegal aliens. And I would only know that because I worked in facilities management. I never complained. They're nice people. They're just trying to make a living. But they shouldn't be there. Hello? Hello? Wake it up! Hello?
Turns cold when you believe. Breathe away, let it leave. Echoes bloom, soft and slow.
Hey, point of order, moderator, point of order. All I can say is in the masculinity mansion, you should have some decorum. You shouldn't use your green bean fascism to just, talk over people. If you want to run an intelligent room, moderate like an intelligent person. Thank you very little. Moderator.
Identification card, state issue. If not, that's a misdemeanor, right? If a cop were to stop me now and I had a gun on me, I could literally either get fined or technically go to jail. There's jail time associated with it too. That's in pretty much all 50 states. So what it helps to do is paint a picture of it to why would they be carrying concealed without their ID or their concealed carry permits? That's kind of weird. It's kind of strange. Doesn't look good in his favor. So does that make sense?
Not really. Like, why? But you could say the same thing about the ICE agents. Like, it seems to me like they had the intent to go around and kill people. Like, what are they even doing as a group of 12 like that? It doesn't seem like they're doing a raid there. Like, they're just like shoving people out of the street. Like, you feel bad about it. They had the same responsibility with the gun.
No, well, here's the thing, though. The thing is that if you look at what led up to this, the video footage that led up to this, it was actually the women that crossed the street and went over in ICE's territory. They were closing on ICE less than 6 feet. You can see this with your own eyes when you look at what led up to it. Those women went up to ICE. ICE was minding their own business. They weren't on that side of the street. They went up to ICE. ICE yelled at them, told them back the fuck up. And when you're talking about law enforcement, you're talking about security, right? It's 3 steps. Ask. Don't comply with me asking you, then I'm going to tell you. Don't comply with me telling you, I'm going to fucking make you. And that's it. Those are the 3 steps of escalation. So they asked the ladies, back the fuck up, get out of our space. And they didn't comply. So they told me they didn't comply. So that's when the ICE agents started pushing, and that's how they ended up on the other side of the street. If you notice, once he pushed the chick, that's when the guy inserted himself in between the woman and the ICE agent. At that point, he willfully and voluntarily inserted himself in between the situation. Now, once you insert yourself between a police officer, and this is local municipality, this is state, and this is federal, this applies to all 3. If you interject yourself into official law enforcement business where they're trying to detain someone or trying to assist security, that's all the obstruction is 100% against the law, no matter what jurisdiction. And that's where you found this problem.
It seems weird that a regular police officer had a really tweet at a time somebody's like recording them and harassing them. They don't honestly, they don't turn around and sue people as often as I see. These are literally like
He is the chosen ones. Hidden Zabi.
Does a man detect that kind of action? That's what it's up to. That's a convention. They're the ones that have your
But Jarl, if we're gonna sing the alphabet, we have to start with the letter A. We can't say let's sing the alphabet and then we start with elemental P. That you're starting at elemental P. It's funny how convenient it is that you miss everything that happened up until then. Again,
nothing happened before then. Nothing happened before then. That woman has that. That woman had absolutely nothing to do. She was recording and she was recording on her phone from the safety.
There's video footage out there that ICE was on the right side of the street. Those women walked all the way up to ICE and they were less than 6 feet of distance within them. So they went over and antagonized both ICE. And I would challenge you, if you're saying ICE is reckless and they're untrained, loose cannons, whatever, show me a case where ICE just killed someone
ICE went over to them and started it, not the person coming up to every single one.
Did you not watch the video? She's on the left side of the street. She's in front of a car. She can't possibly be blocking ICE or in their way. It's not physically possible. Or they drove her into the front of a car that's parked. Charles, he's not blocking the street.
John, what I'm saying is, John, you just started at elemental P. Let's start at A. If you start at A, they were.
She went over there and started. She was in the street in front of the car. Hasn't even seen the video. He's talking out of his ass.
Point of order, moderator, point of order, moderator. Please put me in your queue. This is music. Thank you, point of order, moderator.
Hey, music, just chillax, bro. We got enough mods here to mod the room, bro.
I know, I'm just asking to be put in the queue. Thank you very little.
All right, so let's move on next year. All right, TC. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, so we'll order here. We'll let everybody get their little 2 cents off their chest, and then we'll go. So music, you got it, TC, and then Kim. And if anybody's in the audience wants to come up, please feel free to come up. But music, you got it first. Go ahead.
Okay, so I didn't even want to watch the video the second time. I expect people to get killed, maybe even murdered in what the Trump administration is planning on doing and doing actively. Thousands of federal agents have flooded Minnesota. I 100% agree with that. I think we have to put down this resistance. These are paid, organized, liberal, socialist, dangerous international organizations in scope. This is my opinion. You may not like my opinion, but I just want to say, to me, as someone who thinks this is a non-issue, when 80,000 babies will be murdered in this country by abortion doctors to the tune of $1 billion that we, the taxpayers, pay for, I think this app should be used for priorities of communication in the resistance against the left, social, liberal, Democrat clown world that still runs everything. We have a major problem in this country with the culture and also with the legal and political industrial complex, especially the legal. The lawyers and the Democrat leftist judges are completely in control of this country. Every single issue that gets brought before a liberal leftist judge gets dismissed. So we've got a major legal, political, cultural problem in this country, which is the Democrat Party. These country and destroying it. And before they destroy it, we should destroy them, and the herd should be destroyed in mass. The time is now. The Trump administration, all his secretaries, first of all, anyways, these are my opinions. These may sound, I just look at this as a devil's advocate, contrarian, libertarian perspective. I'm not saying my opinion is...
What does this have to do with the topic, bro? Let's stick on topic.
Well, the point is, this is just another news cycle hypnosis to distract you from the major issues in this country. If we're going to cry about somebody who attacks the police...
But music. We're all adults here, and we all signed. Nobody's put a gun to our head to come in here. We want to be distracted. That's why we're all here to have this conversation, bro. So what do you have to say pertaining to the topic?
Well, first of all, if you fuck around, you will find out. And this is a second FAFO. And I expect there to be a third FAFO, a fourth FAFO, and a fifth and sixth Karen that appear out of nowhere. I think the mind virus is real. I do believe that all communication is hypnosis. And these people are brainwashed. There are 60 million highly programmed and dangerous liberal leftists in this country that you need to be concerned about. I live in Chicago. When I get on the train, I got total situational awareness. I'm not fucking around to find out. You can get lit on fire. You can get stabbed. You can get shot. I don't want a FAFO. But dumb fucks that want to fuck with police, and I got to tell you, everybody here has had probably situations with the police. If you give your respect, you generally get respect. Not all the time. Some cops are fucking crazy. But the point is, if you FAFO, you're going to find out. And you have to look at this from a human behavioral perspective. it is very tribal. You have Tim Walz actively saying, we want our guys controlling the situation. So this is basically the state government resisting the federal takeover of this situation. I think the federal government should give total immunity to all police officers in Minnesota. And if they want to leave the state police and join the federal police, they should be given that option to essentially disband Tim Walz's mafia. And if they do, draft the Insurrection Act and suspend habeas corpus, well, that will be a glorious day, and that will make America great again. Tim Walz is a criminal, a serial pedophile predator. Thank God he's not our vice president, and I hope they arrest Tim Walz within 24 hours and put that lying scumbag, child predator, and probably murderer in prison. Fuck Tim Walz, and I can't wait for justice. This is music. I am complete.
All right, TC, you got it.
Man, I'm good, man. He basically summed up everything. I don't even need to repeat.
All right, copy. Kim, welcome to the stage. Yo, can y'all turn in them pink tickets too, please? I'd appreciate it. Kim, you got the mic. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, I was just gonna say first, I got a couple things to say. The first thing I'd like to say is when music was talking about abortions and stuff, and I was actually thinking, because I don't disagree with abortions. Like, I know that is wrong. I know that, but I feel like it's between you and God, and I feel like, oh God, I feel like maybe there's some kind of solution. And I was thinking, like, if we can't have abortions, what are they going to do with the kids? And then I was thinking, like, are we going to just, like, raise them from schools, like, put them in, like, big centers? Like, these are non-aborted, like, adopt kids in bulk. But I was just thinking out loud. But I was just thinking about the ICE death. I feel like, so, like, two things I'm going to say is, like, it kind of gives me, like, George Floyd thinking. But in my opinion, like, I feel like a lot of Americans, when George Floyd, that
fella in the basement, you either give up by the time I count
they were
three,
trying to,
I
like,
shoot Domagoo in the head. 1, 2,
stop us from coming out of the house like COVID. And I feel like a lot of
hold on
people
there,
are
you
just
push
acting
wagon
like
sack
George
shooter.
Floyd was
You
an
just open the
excuse.
door. We tell you when to come up. Now throw out your pistol.
I live
Talk
in
about it.
reality, and reality is like, people are really
Now
not
throw out the
killing
other
people.
pistol.
Like,
I ain't
no
another
offense
pistol.
to
Well, you better
Derek,
shoot another pistol
the
out
guy
your
who killed
ass.
George
Because if
Floyd,
you
I
don't
think
throw
that's
one
me.
up here in the
But
next
it's
2
like, you used
seconds,
to say
we gonna
Derek,
kill
you
this
used to
bitch.
say George. It's like, which
Now,
one would you
with
say?
your hands where we can see them.
'cause even though police do a lot of messed up stuff, they also
Slowly come on
help
up.
a lot of stuff. And so to me, George Floyd is like a piece of crap.
Dummy?
To me, because I now see your ugly face. He just gave me like crackhead energy, and like I couldn't leave $10 around him. But I just don't understand. I understand fighting for. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. Is like, I understand fighting for something real. You know, like minimum wage or legalized marijuana or, you know, injustice with like petty crimes and like just something. Like, our legal system is kind of, I don't know, it's just not perfect. But I just feel like I don't understand why people are like in ICE's way, because like you might get hurt, so why would you even do that? Why would you even mess with these people? Like, and no offense to Hispanic people, but it's like, we live in North and South America. Like, everybody over here, I'm not saying we're blessed to be Americans, but we are a mixed country. So we come from all different places. So this is like America, but we're living where everybody in the North and South continents are Hispanic. And I don't know, maybe one day they just might want to take over our country, or one day you're going to look up, like 30 years from now, it's going to be like all Hispanic. And it's like, I mean, this is my thinking. I don't know. I'm just daydreaming, you know. But like, the last thing I'm going to say is, like, what if they take like all our jobs? Like, people go through stuff and people need jobs. And what if like it just messes up, you know? So I don't understand why people are out here like, that's not right. That's not right. Like, I mean, but reality is, who's right?
When do these people just become angels? You know, that we're fighting for angels. Like my neighbors, I can't even trust my neighbors. Like I date men that suck. You know, so I just don't understand why it's like, I don't understand. So that's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna be quick.
I just will say I just don't understand everything. I don't really have a real big opinion, but just on my thoughts.
It's fine, ma'am. I'll be quick.
Okay.
If you do not know, for the past 12 or maybe even 14 years, the Democratic Party has just basically been given full free reign. It started mainly with Clinton and kind of spearheaded itself with Obama. And ever since then, this is why you have this destroy America, America's racist, bad ideology. That's where that comes from. That's where it is. Don't know when you found out or when you started noticing, but it's been happening for 14 years straight. And that is the issue. For 14 years straight, there has been a political party that has been pushing propaganda that is essentially terroristic. That's what it is. Fight the government for this reason. Scream at the government for that reason. Accost federal agents when it is against the law and has been against the law since the 1970s. That is the propaganda these people have been pushed to believe. This is what they're going off of. And me personally, I tried when I was in college, living amongst these people, to tell them this is not how this country works. They didn't want to look at the books that we had in the library then. They didn't want to listen to the actual law enforcement that used to recruit in the college then. They don't care anymore. They want to join the fight that they believe, for some reason, without any evidence, is a fight to go for.
I love
and me personally, at 32 years old,
understand scheduling and
I got no more grace.
Running the trucks hours before
I'm not going to be the voice of reason anymore for these people. You want to
work
fuck
till
with
6
the
a.m.
federal
stop. You need to
government,
start at 6
as
a.m. and
someone
not
who
run a
did,
graveyard
I
shift.
will tell you. Don't matter how smart you are. They got more people, more time, way more resources. You might not get caught now. They win eventually, because that's how the American government is. It is a machine. It grinds everything that it wants. And these laws, that's how it keeps itself stable. You can disagree with it. There's a lot of laws I don't like. Here's the thing.
It kind of just means you can pop it. Not sure why you're not qualified to be a bookkeeper.
You go through all the bullshit paperwork and processes to change that law, and if you fail, you try it again. That is how our country works. Anyone that has a problem or a difference of opinion, congratulations. You have the right to do that in this country. What you don't have the right to do is antagonize people who are enforcing it. That is called obstruction, and no, your constitutional rights will not save you from obstruction. Just like your constitutional rights or foreign rights will not save you for fucking around another country. It's the same thing. Welcome to this country. Welcome to how it actually works. These people are going to get bent because they earned it. That's it.
Could you tell me what the Fourth Amendment argument is from the people protesting, Isaac? Like, what do I mean by that?
TC.
Hey, hold on, though. Everybody needs to know Jarl's a Canadian. He's not even an American. He doesn't live in the United States. He hates America. That's why he's anti-ICE specifically.
Also, he's inciting terroristic thoughts, which, if he came to this country, we could actually call the government about. But I'm not going to go about that. Jarl, your Fourth Amendment right is to protest the government's actions. You don't have the right. Hold on.
It's not even what it is.
Hold on.
You have the wrong right.
Hold on.
He's a troll. I'm telling you, he's a troll.
I know he's a troll. You don't have the right to interfere with the government's actions. That is not covered under the Fourth Amendment, and that is not covered under the First Amendment. There is no amendment that states you can interfere with what the government is doing. Nowhere. Any part of our Constitution, and that exists. You can protect yourself against the government, yes, but you cannot interfere with something that the government is legally doing. You cannot do that. You cannot do that at all. There is nothing in our goddamn law, and trust me, I know a lot of it. Actually, I had to learn it when I did decide to fuck with the government. There is nothing in our goddamn law that states you as a civilian, and let's just give another example, can show up to a police lockdown who's locking down a building because of whatever's going on in that building and say, I want you people to leave, and I am not going to leave until you leave this building alone. Well, they can't leave that building alone because, unfortunately, there's been weapons trafficking happening in that building for 13 weeks straight. So they can't leave it alone. They have to wait, keep the people who are in that building, unfortunately, from said building until the right sort of agency and people show up with proper equipment to confiscate the weapons, the money, and to arrest the people who will be armed who are weapons trafficking illegally. You as a citizen cannot interfere with a goddamn thing because it is no longer police. It is now a federal government operation. And if you interfere with the federal government operation, illegal, legal, U.S. citizen or not, you will be detained for enticing and obstructing justice. And there is no protection.
Bro, just say you don't know it. Just say you don't know what the Fourth Amendment is. Why are you monologuing for so long saying the importance of value?
I'm stating.
You didn't even mention the right fucking right. That's not what the Fourth Amendment is in any way, shape, or form. You're not even close to what the Fourth Amendment talks about. You're so far off. Wait, I'll shut up after. But you sit here pretending you understand why people are protesting, but really you have as much information as Kim does. The only difference is Kim is willing to admit she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Jarl, chill, bro. Just chill. You didn't listen to what he said. So what he's saying is, he said, if you're obstructing law enforcement, your Fourth Amendment right goes out the fucking window. That's what he said. He said you have no Fourth Amendment right, nor do you have a First Amendment right. That's what his message was. You weren't listening.
You don't have the right to obstruct federal law.
That's irrelevant. I'm saying the protesters are protesting in defense of your rights, okay? There are multiple rights, not in this specific case. Isaac, can you not let anyone who disagrees with you speak? I'll shut up if you fucking let me speak.
It's a correction.
Oh, you don't even know what the Fourth Amendment is, bro.
It's not a disagreement, it's a correction, and I stated what it is.
I mentioned,
either you're going to say the right thing,
incapable of letting others
or I'm going to keep interrupting.
All right, well, let's just, okay.
I tried. If you guys can just keep pretending you understand why people are protesting. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, girl. Get it out. No,
we don't understand, but we know our laws.
All right, so let's go ahead and give Jarl a chance to reply. Go ahead.
I'll be super quick. Okay, people like Isaac want to pretend like people on the left are protesting to defend rapists or whatever. That's not it. People are protesting to defend your constitutional rights. They're not saying that this guy who got shot should have never gotten shot. It's the general idea that ICE now has files through Palantir tracking every American citizen. So you live in a surveillance state. And the Fourth Amendment argument is the fact that you can no longer travel freely in your country without identification. If ICE tells you to identify yourself, it breaks your Fourth Amendment right. You now have to identify yourself by the logic of many people who support ICE, which literally ruins your Fourth Amendment protections. And then the same argument can be made about guns now, and so on and so forth. So the people who are protesting are not fucking defending rapists. They're trying to defend your constitutional rights, which conservatives used to care about. And you know you do not understand what the Fourth Amendment is. You don't understand the point. Because if you did, you know I'm not talking about this case. We're talking about every right of every American. I'm complete. Thank you.
Can I respond to you real quick, Joe? I kind of got a rebuttal to you quickly. Right now, I even put it in chat, right? You're claiming that there
Fourth Amendment rights, and they're doing this surveillance on every American citizen. I mean, that's what the Patriot Act did after 9/11 already, right? So therefore, it's been something that we've already been dealing with for about 26 years now, right? So therefore, it's like, I don't understand how you're going to use that as a justification for them to be out there, quote unquote, protesting, right? When that right has already been infringed upon and nobody protests, because you guys know that you can't justify the fact that you're out there protesting on behalf of fucking illegal rapists. All right.
And just to clarify real quick, and see, this is where a lot of people get confused. It's not a violation of your rights for law enforcement to ask you for identification. They can ask you all fucking day. It's whether they make you present it. That's when they violate your rights. Anybody who's dealt with law enforcement, I've had a situation, and I shared it in a room yesterday. I was actually doing a security job a few months ago where I had to sit in my truck on some private property and guard the property overnight, and police saw my truck sitting on that property and had a bunch of break-ins in there. So guess what? 3 squad cars rolled up in the parking lot up on me, and I'm armed. I had a rifle in my truck, and I had my sidearm on me, and I was in my security uniform. And the cops wanted my ID because they said it's suspicious that you're here on this property at this time of night. And you know what I told them? I said, with all due respect, sir, you're not going to get my ID. I know what my rights are. I have no legal obligation to help you with your investigation, but you're more than welcome to reach out to the property owner, and they'll confirm with you that they hired me to be on this property. And guess what that cop did? They respected that I knew my rights, and they backed the fuck off, man. It was that simple. But they asked me for my ID. They have every right to ask me for my ID. And if I'm smart as a citizen and as an American to know my rights, I have every right to deny it.
Thank you, Sig. I still understand my argument, Sig. Like, I know. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna butt in.
Kim, let Jarl respond real quick, and then we'll let you go.
Okay, sorry.
I can hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was super quick. I was just saying, like, I think, Sig, you understand where I'm coming from. I think other people in the room don't, but I do think you understand kind of what I'm saying. You disagree, but it just drives me nuts when people pretend like we're protesting, or people are protesting to defend rapists. It's to defend your rights. But I'll be quiet for a while. Thank you for letting me speak.
Yep, no worries, man. Go ahead, Kim. You got it. And then
I just got a quick.
I want to let them go after Kim. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just got a quick little butt in, and I'm gonna be in a shower for an hour, but still listening to you guys. But I don't understand, like, you know how people are like, how old are you? You know, like, guys will just ask you, and you're like, God, how you, like, and they don't see anything wrong with that. Like, I don't understand if you give the police, unless they're fake cops, I don't understand what's the big deal of just here. I don't understand, like, why you would say, no, you can't have my ID, because I just don't understand, like, even though, like, you know how I compared it to the age thing? Like, I won't tell my age and stuff, but I feel like...
You can find me it's because they think they're freedom fighters right now, and they're picking the wrong battle to try to, quote unquote, send a message. Like, this is not a freedom fighting mission. Like, we've been deporting people for 130 years plus in this nation, right? So therefore, it's like, it's not the first mass deportation either. You guys forgot about Operation Wetback and a few other situations, right?
Uncle, just real quick before we move forward, I just wanted to address what Kim was saying, because it's a legitimate question. It's a really good question, actually. So Kim, it's a slippery slope. I'm not going to necessarily adjudicate that in the street. That's not necessarily a winning strategy. Am I saying that there's no scenario where I would be willing to get arrested, because I feel like my rights are being violated? That's not what I'm saying. There may be a scenario that could come up where, it's just a requirement that in order for me to, defend my rights, I will get arrested. That is a possibility. But there's no possibility where I'm going to have a physical confrontation with the law enforcement officer. And I think that these days in particular, law enforcement is especially careful because they know cameras are always rolling. Always. I drive a Tesla. That shit, every angle is covered. You pulled me over, every angle is covered. So ultimately, it's not just like, just give them your ID. That's not what it is. If you respectfully, like the scenario Sig described, you respectfully explain to them, you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason doing that. At that point,
they can, you know, make a decision. And if they try to, yep.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, brother, man, I know we talk all this stuff about our rights and our rights and our rights and our rights. We've allowed them to shit on and step on our rights plenty of times, and we still do. Like, for example, take the Second Amendment, for example, right? Feel me? We've allowed them to shit on that one. Now you got to get required to have a license and everything else. That's not how the Constitution is written. You feel me? It says all citizens have a right to bear arms, but we've allowed them to shit on that one. That means even felons and everybody else should be able to have a gun, technically according to this Constitution, right? So apparently and clearly, they make exceptions for these rights that we have, right? And dealing with mass immigration, right? Illegal immigration, right? And deportation, then I feel like, hey, maybe kind of shitting on those rights a tad bit is necessary. Because how else are you going to know who the fuck's in the country legally or illegally if you want to remove them, right? And let's not pretend like we're just some diehard rights people because we've allowed them to do it before. So I feel like right now is the wrong time to try to take a stance. It is what it is. Should have done this a long time ago.
What you just said. In response to what you just said, bro, there's an idea, right, that there's an interpretation of the law, right? 14th Amendment right now, you know, is pretty contentious, and you know, Donald Trump issued, you know, like what you call it, damn, forgot the term. Anyway, he issued an order regarding it, and now it's going to end up before the Supreme Court, right? Second Amendment.
You talking about Kavanaugh? Oh no, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Second Amendment. You mentioned specifically the Second Amendment, right? So an executive order, that's the term I was looking for. Yeah, can you guys still hear me, by the way?
No, you cut off.
Yeah, you're loud and clear now. All right, cool. Yeah, I lost power. You know, it's back on. God is good. So, as it relates to the Second Amendment, which you mentioned specifically, you know, yeah, it's going to be open to interpretation. We can limit, like, if somebody's mentally ill, should they be able to have a gun? I don't think so. Like, so there is going to be some kind of interpretation.
So you're okay with them reinterpreting the 14th, right?
Here's what's up. I'm okay with our process. That's what I'm okay with. I'm okay that we have recourse, and then we have an ultimate body, the Supreme Court, that makes a decision on the interpretation. I'm okay that we have a process for everything. That's what I'm okay with. There's a lot of countries that don't have protections in the process in place like we do. And I thank God I live in a country with those protections. And so I see your point, Uncle, but at the same time, I thank God we're in a country where we have recourse.
I totally agree with you. In theory, I'm 100% with you, lockstep. But in practice, it's like, for instance, I'm from California. When the Black Panthers was out there with armed guns, with guns and arms, going to the Capitol building, right? With both Democrats and Republicans, they're like, oh no, we can't have these niggas armed and shit. No. The NRA and everybody else willing to step aside, right, and allow them to infringe upon Second Amendment rights, right? Then they realize 30, 40 years later that, fuck, we were fucking dumbasses. We let our racism fuck us in the long run. We didn't see how this was going to progress. Right now, they're trying to infringe upon our gun rights even more, right? So it's a slippery slope that we've already started slipping now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we've allowed them to do it numerous times before, so the president has said, that means that right now, when they go and reinterpret this 14th, we can't say shit about it. Well, if they wanted to reinterpret the 4th, we can't say shit about it. Matter of fact, they tried to reinterpret the 1st. So me like, oh yeah, all speech is allowed except for this speech, right? It's like we've done this before, man.
Yeah, Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus makes a good point, and this kind of comes back to the topic. Can you please Take care. So no, Uncle Ruckus, yeah, you're right on the bullseye with this. And this is the difference between smart protesting and dumb protesting, right? We have to be skeptical of the government. I don't think anybody's arguing that. Like, there's a lot of people who understand the situation that happened, who have the stance that, hey, this guy fucked around and he found out. We still have a healthy skepticism of the government, right? But there's a smart way and there's a dumb way to fucking approach it, man. You're never going to win this battle on the street with your gun in your hand. You're just never going to win the battle. What you got to do is you got to start being smart. And that's what Uncle Ruckus is saying. Don't let them violate your rights in the first fucking place. That's how you absolve all this. Be smart in the first fucking place. There's a way to win this fucking war, and it's in the fucking courtroom. But he's right. We have allowed them to infringe and overstep our rights. Because I agree, we shouldn't have to have a fucking license. I shouldn't have to ask the government permission to defend myself and my family, right, and my property. I shouldn't have to get a license. I should just be able to strap up and do what the fuck I do. And you want to roll up on me, you fuck around and you find out. But we have allowed it. So it gets to the point now where we've allowed the government to infringe on our rights, and then we're getting all pissed off when they take another extra little small step, when we've already allowed them to take a bunch of giant leaps, and then now we want to fucking fight stupidly and try to fight this battle on the street. It's just not gonna work.
Exactly. And Gerald, I'm gonna say one thing too, real quick, right? That whole those Black Panthers that you think are real Black Panthers, and I'm kind of stuck at Wawa right now, right? But the fact is, right? Okay. They're weirdos. They're cosplayers. So I mean, they're trying to fight on behalf of illegal aliens. The dude who started it is a failed rapper. You get what I'm saying? Like they're not real Panthers, bro. Like I really believe that they're a paid arm of the Democratic Party. They're not real Panthers. So no, that whole thing. None of the black people in this city even know about them. Really, nobody even gives a fuck about them. All the black folks in Philly are okay, including the mayor. For the most part, she hasn't really said that a lot, but she's okay with ICE operating here. You know, so it is what it is.